In the state of Maharashtra, as we are aware that it is the third largest state in India, more than 3 lakh square kilometer, and contributes 14% GDP of our total all India, and it is also the highest per capita income, more than 1.07 lakhs, and the highest vehicle population. It is also very important point to note, more than 1.70 crores, and which contributes around 12% of the total all India vehicle population. As far as IOC is concerned, particularly the retail outlets, that means in so-called layman's language, the petrol pump, we are having more than 1850 petrol pumps, out of which the 350 around Kishan Seva Kendra, that is basically a low-cost petrol pump, which we have positioned in the rural areas for the benefit of the rural people, with the, particularly the agriculture community, and there we are selling not only diesel or petrol through KSK, we are also selling pesticide, other pharmaceuticals and the items through that, and also the telephone facilities or the fax, the other communication system we are providing in the KSKs. We are having LPG distributors around 378. We have a consumer pumps, that means the mini petrol pumps which we are providing for the direct consumers, which the consumers using for their exclusive for their own use. My earlier speaker, they are also a customer of us, and they are doing very good for the that Nagpur, not only Nagpur, even that Amravati, Chitli, that Surat, that highways, they have awarded a project, and we are tying up there with them. And we are also having some ESCO, that ESCO means that kerosene, so-called kerosene LDO dealership around 340. We are having 14 number of depots in the state of Maharashtra, terminal depot from where we are loading the trucks for that diesel, petrol, kerosene and the ATF. We are having 3 bottling plants, and we are catering to around 30.1 of domestic LPG customers. And also we are supplying the aviation fuels to all the airports, and in each and every major and minor airports in Maharashtra we are around 8 aviation fueling stations. And as I told earlier, that we are the energy of India, and we are present both, not only both in domestic sector, because there are more than 9.82 crore of LPG Indian customers as on date in Indian Oil's fold. We are in the automobile sector, we are in the transport sector, we are supplying fuels for the roads, for the railway, and there are around 249 railway consumer depot as on date in India, and we are supplying to diesel to that, all diesel engines, and we are connectivity to all AFSs, around 101 AFS storage there, aviation fueling stations. We are also predominantly supplying the marine fuels to all the ships and vehicles, which is the lifeline for the transportation, for the export and import of any materials across India and abroad. We are also the energy supplier or the fuel supplier for the industrial sector, for the power plants which are situated nearby that Nagpur. We are supplying the MSPG sale, Koradi, Kapardega to Chandapur. We are also supplying fuel to that NTPC Moda, and that Adani, CSC Dhariwal and Ideal Energy. And all these power sectors that fuel mainly the light diesel oil and furnace oil. And just keeping in view the environmental point of view, for this power point we are specifically bringing furnace oil from northeast refineries where the sulfur content is very low. It's 0.04%. In normal furnace oil it is more than 4%, within 4%, but it is 0.4%. So it's less than 1/10 of that normal limit. We are supplying fuel to all these collieries, western coalfields. We have a specific understanding and MOU with them. We are supplying the fuel to the steel industries, textile industries, automobiles, ITs, or sugar industries. So, and across the value chain of the industrial sector, we are supplying the fuel. And as far as the environment is concerned, as I said earlier, right from 1st April 2017, all across pan-India basis, we have started supplying that Euro 4 MS and HSD. We have already done 93 in Bidar region, we have done 93 retail outlets of petrol pump and solarization. We have also introduced the 5% ethanol blending petrol we are supplying, and thereby it will save around 11 TKL of petrol. And if you understand, if you save petrol production, consumption rather, so we can inherently sell the crude oil, which is around I think 17 TKL. So it's a huge saving for our country point of view also. And also we are in the very initial stop of the electric cars recharge terminals at our retail outlets, because there is a talk with the Mahindra & Mahindra, and that is basically a tripartite talk with us, Mahindra & Mahindra, and also some private taxi operators like Ola and Mobile. Because Mahindra & Mahindra, they are thinking that around 200 cars which will be basically charged on electric power, and that will definitely save whatever the pollution and environment point of view. In near about that Bidar area, we have POL depots in Khapri, which is very near to this today's agenda. We have a Akola depot, there is a Chandapur, there are 3 depots, and one small can filling plant exclusively for the lubricants. And our senior plant manager is also there. It is also in Nagpur. We have a bottling plant at Thanaj, which is hardly 70-80 kilometers away from here. We have an aviation fueling station at Nagpur. We have a division office for both retail consumer sales right at this city. And we also have an area office looking up the exclusively the LPG marketing function. And the customer touch point in Nagpur and Bidar, we are having around 30, total 308 petrol pumps. Out of that, in Nagpur city there are 31 petrol pumps, and Kishan Seva Kendras in Bidar area total 45. Since it is for the rural areas, we are not commissioned within the city. And in kerosene dealer also around 48. Out of that, 3 part distributor within the city itself. So consumer pump also in Bidar area were 132 exclusively pump we have installed and commissioned for the use of the direct customers. And we have railway consumer depot here in Nagpur. There are 4 in total. Bidar area there are 7. We have servo stockist automotive in Nagpur 1. Total Bidar 4 in servo stockist for industrial grade of lubricants. We are having Bidar 1 in Nagpur 1. In LPG distributors in Bidar area there are 140. Out of that, 16 LPG distributors pertains to this Nagpur city itself. We have a domestic connection of around 14.01 lakhs in Bidar areas. We have auto LPG dispensing station. There are 4 in Bidar station, 2 out of this in Nagpur city. And we also started around 3 months ago in December 8 that Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, that LPG connections at free of cost for the below poverty line customers. For the women, basically we want to create an environment which is basically a smokeless environment, and which is also minimize the health hazard of that poor woman. And till date, within these 3 months, we have already issued around 56,000 of connections. Now come to the infrastructure. As I was telling, in the road project, the Nagpur Chikli Fagne, it is connected with the Surat around 484 kilometers. It is more than 7,528 crores. There are, I think, around 8 packages that they are awarded 1 packages, and we have tied up with everybody, and we will supply their diesel requirement, and also the latest, the Durapef bitumen. This is the bitumen, a new brand of bitumen. It is recently launched on 27th March at Hyderabad. It is a pan-India. It is some improved version of normal that bitumen we are using for the road construction. Apart from that, probably all of you are aware that Mumbai-Nagpur, that expressway, that more than 710 kilometers, 46,000 crores, there are total more than 15 number of packages there. The tender is, I think, opening very shortly, and there also, whatever the diesel requirement is there, we are committed to cater and render services to this infrastructure project, the customers. We are also actively part into the Nagpur Metro project, particularly for the Nagarjun Construction Company. We have already going and tie up with them, and whatever the diesel requirement for the construction of this Nagpur Metro, we are actively in that business also. So sales, I think sales turnover, it is not very relevant now, and it's a very, very important thing what we are contributing to the government of India and also the state government. If you see that in the 15-16, the 16-17 figure, latest figure is not available with me. In the 15-16s, we have contributed more than 1,32,000 crores of rupees to the government in the form of that excise duty. We have contributed that more than 67,000 crores, and in the form of VAT or sale tax to different state governments, we have contributed more than 64,000 crores. And out of that, in the state of Maharashtra, in the 16-17, we have contributed more than 6,000 crores rupees in the form of sale tax. And also, as for the innovation and technology, we have declared 2017 as the innovation and technology year. In Vidarbha, we have declared the first smart terminal at Chandapur, where everything right from the entry by any tank truck inside the terminal, loading and the preparation of invoice, everything is fully automatic. It is a manless terminal operation system, and we have also introduced that automation in the retail outlets and petrol pump. There are 143 we are already automated. Another 62 we are proposing this current financial year. Similarly, in the customer front also, we have already automated 7 consumer pump, particularly 6 for that WCL, and 1 in Nagpur city, one consumer pump pertains to MSRTC, that Maharashtra Road Transport Corporation. And we also introduced the solar power retail outlet, as I told earlier, the 93 numbers, and also that 5% ethanol blending motor spirit, that is petrol, and which is definitely a key step forward towards the environment friendly. The upcoming infrastructure project in Bidar, we are going to commission a fully automated fuel terminal at Borkhedi. It is around, I think, 46 kilometers away from the Nagpur. I think from this place, I think around 26 kilometers. We have already acquired the land. From there, we will supply the petrol, diesel, kerosene and aviation turbine fuel. The project cost is around 200 crores, and within March 2020, we are expecting to be commissioned. Another important step we are taking, probably the last year, as you know, that we have installed a 15 million metric ton new refinery at Paradip in Eastern Coast. And from Paradip to Raipur, there is a pipeline connection. And now we are going the extension of that Raipur to Nagpur. That pipeline will extend it to up to the Borkhedi. And this is a 350 kilometer long pipeline. The project cost is 525 crores. And apart from that, another very, very important step forward, we are doing one grassroots, another LPG bottling plant. We are going to commission at Butibori. We have already acquired the land, 41.5 acres land. The plant is 139 crores, plant capacity is 39,000 metric ton per annum. I think in layman language you will not understand what is TMT, but in terms of LPG cylinder, we are producing and we will supply 15,000 LPG domestic cylinder per day from this Butibori bottling plant. And it is also expected by the end of December 2019, and we will commission that. So we are, as a public sector undertaking, we are committed to provide the energy for the better environment, place to live, and also we are contributing. Probably in the front end you will not able to understand, but in the back end we are supplying this energy fuel to our infrastructure friends also. So we hope that the dream of Nagpurian will come to very soon. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Speakers. I request Dipak Kumar to present memento to Sunil Chavan sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.